Welcome to this tutorial. I'm glad to have you on board as we discuss about array objects. So previously we have been talking about how to declare an array, how to populate an array, how to access array elements, and many other things in our previous video. So if you missed that video, kindly go to my YouTube channel and watch that video so that you can be able to get all the knowledge that you need to have in order for you to apply these array objects. You cannot be able to apply the array objects if you don't know how you can be able to create an array and how you're going to populate the array elements. Now, when you talk about array objects, basically you mean collection of properties and methods that you can be able to work with and manipulate. So the collection of properties and methods that you can be able to work with and manipulate. Now, an array is not complete without methods. So methods are just meant to help you to manipulate the array data that you have stored in that particular array. Now, sometimes, for example, you're working with 1,000 or a million data set. Now, in this particular case, it's not possible for you to go through each and every array element. Yeah, so it is recommended that you know the array methods that you can be able to apply so that it can be able to help you to go quickly or to traverse through your array with a lot of ease. Now, in this section, we're going to discuss some of the most popular array objects that are being used as in the web development industry. One of the array element method that is being used is what we call the array length. Now, array.length, it defines the number of elements that are currently in a specified array. So how many elements are there in that particular array? You can be able to determine that by using array.length. Then you can as well be able to concatenate. Okay, so concatenate, you basically use concat method, which is able to take the elements of the existing array and concatenate one or more specified values unto the end to create a new array. So you have got one existing array and then another new array, and then you want to join them together. So with concat method allows you to be able to connect these two. Then you have got join. So join method enables you to take the existing values in an array and concatenate them together to form a string. So there is a difference between join and concat. So concat basically enable you to take the elements of an existing array and concatenate one or more specified values onto the end of the to create a new array. Okay, but with the join, it is going to take the existing values in an array and concatenate them together to form a string. So that is very important for you to note here, that here we are interested to form a new array, here we are interested to form a new string, or we are going to form a string. And here we have an example of join, array.join, and then we have the separator. Basically a separator is single hyphens. You can apply a single hyphen in this case so that you can form a new string. Remember, it's a string, and every time we talk about a string always is you are supposed to have those single hyphen inside this particular case so that you can be able to apply this the join method. Now then you have the pop method. A pop method basically is used to remove the last element from an array. So remove the last element from an array. Then we have push, which is the opposite of pop, whereby you add one or more elements to the end of the array. So, okay, so we have got also the reverse, whereby it can be able to, it takes the existing elements in your array and then reverse their order. So you start from the last comes first and then the first goes last in that particular manner. Then you have the shift method that removes the first element from the array and then return the value of that particular element. And then we have splice. So when we talk about splice is able to do three things. One is able to remove, to replace, and to insert an element. And every time we talk about applies has got three parameters. We have got the start parameter, whereby is the number that specifies the index of the element where the splice take place. So this specifies where the splicing is supposed to start from. So this is what is going to happen in this particular parameter. So specify where exactly the splicing is supposed to start from. Then in the second parameter, it is going to say that specify how many elements to delete. Yeah, so specify from that particular starting point or starting element, how many elements you're going to delete for starting from that particular point. Yeah, and then you have got also an optional part which you have value 1, value 2. This is an optional value to insert into that particular array. After you have done, you have determined where the array as the splicing is supposed to start. Then you have determined how many elements are going to be deleted. The next thing to do, you can be able now to add, or you can be able to insert new elements into that particular array using the third argument, that is value argument in this particular case. Now I have got an example. We are going to write a program that is able to help us to understand these array elements, array objects. Okay, so basically I can just say here array objects. So this is just the code that we did in our previous tutorial. So basically we just want to write something like a messaging app, and then we try to apply these array objects. Now we are just going to write something like a tweet. It's just saying that we want just to create an array for tweets, and in this particular array we want to be specific of the elements that we have. So for example, in my feed right now, in my tweet feed, we can say that we have got good morning Kenya. Just say good morning Kenya. That is the first tweet that I've just posted in my feed. Okay, and then I have got another tweet, maybe I posted thereafter I say that I love JavaScript. That is my second tweet for that day. Okay, so at the moment I have got 2 tweets. Maybe I can have another tweet. Okay, so I can create another tweet. Maybe I can say okay, programming is fun. So maybe I can just say coding is fun. Okay, so I have got 3 messages there aligned in that particular manner. Now remember we talked about this in array, and we said that this particular message has been given the index of 0, this one has been given the index of 1, and this one has been given the index of 2. Yeah, so in this particular case, if I want to add another tweet in this case, or maybe I want to check, first of all I can check the length of this particular array. So I can just say console.log, and then I can just say tweets.length, like that. Okay, so let me check if I can go to get the tweets, the number of tweets. So you can see here we have got the response, and they are telling us that we have got how many tweets. We have got 3 tweets. Yeah, so it has given me the right response that I just want. Now going further, I can as well be able to add some new tweets. And remember, we have been talking about a method that is used in this case, and that method is what we call the push method. So the push method will enable you to add 1 or more tweets in this particular array. So what you are going to do is that you start with the word tweets, and then you say push, and then you specify now those new elements that you want to add. For example, I can say back to work. So that's my fourth tweet for that day. Okay, now when I save this and then I refresh this, okay, maybe I can use console so that I can see how many tweets have been added. So I can just say console.log. I can just say tweets, like that. Okay, so let me refresh this. The moment I refresh that, you can see it's giving me how many? 4 tweets. So you have good morning Kenya, I love JavaScript, coding is fun, and then back to work. So I have got 4 tweets. These are the 4 tweets that I've already done for that particular day. Now going further, I can be able to apply pop. Okay, I can be able to pop. Now let me say pop. So remember we talked about pop. We say that pop is meant to do what? To remove the last element in the array. So I'm going to say pop tweets.pop, yeah, and then I specify the last element. You can see here we have the last element, so you can say that tweets. Okay, maybe I can just leave it like that. Let me try this and then I see how it is going to behave. Just want to leave it like that, and then I can just say console.log, then say tweets. Okay, so I just want to check if it's going to remove any elements at that particular point. Okay, so let me check. Boom, there we have it. So you can see we have been able to remove back to work. So it has removed the last element. Yeah, it has removed the last element in this case, and that is back to work. So you can as well be able to remove the element using the pop method. Okay, the last thing that I want to show you in this case, how to use splice. Splice has got a very powerful way to do things. That is, with the splicing you can go to remove, you can go to add new elements into an array. So we are going to try that in this particular case. So we are going to say tweets dot splice. Okay, tweets dot splice, and then if I write, for example, like this, I just write 1 and then 1. What am I trying to say in this case? I'm saying start from the element, the second element, start from the second element, or start from the second item, and then delete 1. So this statement will be able to delete 1 statement in that particular case. Now in case I do this and then I just say console.log, and then I just say tweets. Okay, what is going to happen in this case? It is going to delete 1 item. So let's do that. Boom, there we have it. You can see 1 item has disappeared. Yeah, so we had 3 items, and then you can see it is kicking out this particular one. Yeah, so if for example I change this to 2, for example, let me say they start from the second element and then you delete 1 element. So let me say 2 elements, for example. In this case, let's see what will happen in this particular case. So when I refresh this, you can realize that 2 items have been deleted. 2 items have been deleted. That is, I love JavaScript and coding is fun have been deleted in this particular case. So that is the first way you can go to use splicing. Now the second way you can go to use splicing is by inserting a new element into your array. Now in this case, you are just going to change. You are going to start from the second item. We don't want to delete any item. Then I want to add the following items in my tweet. So I can say that happy coding week, happy coding week, happy coding week. Now when I write like that, I've been able to specify the tweet, maybe the tweet message that I want to write. I can as well be able to add another tweet. Maybe I can say that web development is fun. Okay, or we can say arrays are fun. Is array. You can just say array is a great tool. So if I save this, basically I can explain what is happening in this case. In this particular case, we are saying that splice, yeah, the first is that you start from the second element. One implies that you are starting from the second element. Now this particular part, the element to delete is 0. Do not delete any element. Yeah, but I want you to insert the following. I want to insert Happy Coding Week, array is a great tool. So that is it. So if I do that and I save, and then I refresh this, you realize that my email or my items in my array are now 5 in number. We have Good Morning Kenya, Happy Coding Week, array is a great tool, and then I love JavaScript. Coding is fun. So you can see all these elements have been added into my array courtesy of the splice method. Okay, so these are some of the array objects that are mostly used. We have got another one, reverse. We have got another one that you can use, we call it join. So these methods are very important, but I've just chosen on those that are more popularly used in JavaScript, and these are the ones that we have just been discussing right now. Kindly go through. You can practice on other array objects, and then you can be able to test yourself on how you can be able to apply them effectively in an array task that you have been presented with. Okay, so kindly support me by clicking on the subscribe button, and also you can turn the notification button on so that when I create the next tutorial, you will be informed. Thank you so much, and bye bye for now.